Sagittarius, welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy for the month of December via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are already in December, as I'm sure you can tell by when you watch this. We're coming off of a full moon in Gemini. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a fabulous celebratory season. We're in Sagittarius season for the majority of the month. I hope you feel all the love, all the blessings for who you are, and just feel celebrated this month. It's such a good month of celebrations. That's what's making me the most excited. I know the holidays can be a little arduous on certain levels, but it really is a time to just kind of relax, maybe not be so fixated on the things that aren't working or the places that we're finding difficulty, finding frustration. Specifically because Scorpio was a really watery, emotional season. We had a lot of planets in water signs. We're still kind of combating between this fire, the fire energy of Sagittarius and the water energy of Scorpio season. So when fire and water play off of each other, it can be a little bit combative, right? Lots of intensity, lots of emotions. We're seeing some of that stabilize this week, however. Especially after that new moon. We're also going to see Neptune go direct this week. I'll talk a little bit more about the astrology as we move on. But Neptune direct I want to highlight because it's going to help lift some of the illusions, some of the blocks we've been coming into, places we might feel confused or, whatever. We're just not seeing clearly. That's why I like to start the readings off with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked or limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, Sagittarius, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It really is a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in that realignment of self, your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we are strong, grounded in self, that's really where we're manifesting our happiness, our abundance, our fulfillment. And I would love to help support that for you in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and sense messages clearly, to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Sagittarius, I keep hearing, you feel pretty good walking into this month. Your energy feels good, feels hopeful. We are in your season. I was hearing it's your time to shine. Anytime the sun is in our sign, it really just kind of amplifies ourself, who we are, what we have going on in our world, etc. And in a way that we do feel or can feel, we can tap into that energy of empowerment, of strength. I feel like you actually are overcoming some things, some lies, it looks like this month. There's been a lot of back and forth in your energy, and we've seen some people, some situations kind of creep in that might not be telling you the truth, or you're not getting the full truth. I feel like this is something that maybe you haven't looked into too deeply, right? Yeah, 100% with this impasse. You took something or someone at face value. And this could just be a lot of maybe even just like what was going on in the dynamic. Like you didn't look too deep, not only at whomever you're kind of discovering some of these lies about this month, but I also feel like other people, other situations where it didn't seem like there was a way forward. And so you kind of just were like, okay, I'm, just going to let it be what it is. It looks like those were good decisions. However, they're going to be serving you well this month, because I feel like, or it looks like, I should say, that whatever is blocking you, like had something not blocked you, had something not like kind of sent you in a new direction, then you wouldn't tap into this energy of reawakening, of individuation. So again, there might be some things beginning of the month that you're not like loving, right? That, but there's a reason, right? I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't necessarily see you taking it personally. You might be rubbed in the wrong way, so to speak. Like, again, not really liking how things are faring. There's part of this energy, this card, the Forgotten, has been coming up a lot for us lately. Like where either we put something on the back burner or we put it to the side or never really addressed it to begin with. And so some of this stuff, some of the lies, some of the impasse are being highlighted. I think, like I said, ultimately it does feel silver lining. It does feel like there is a gift for you out of this, Sagittarius. You might not feel like that on the back. Again, we'll look at and see what the tarot says. I don't think this is like the worst thing ever. Your birthday's gonna suck. I don't get that vibe. It doesn't have that at all. Because honestly, like, you do feel good in self. And not only do you feel good in self, but you're not necessarily willing to bend and flex for, I'm hearing someone specifically, maybe someone who's relied on you doing that to date. It looks like you're putting up some more boundaries this month because this might be you needing your sanity, or maybe you're just feeling good, right? Like maybe you've forgotten how good it feels to feel good, right? Like when we have chaos going on all around us, it just can be so heavy, so stressful. We can be put down, whatever. Yeah, tower moments with this impasse. But I'm getting that mode of just like, it's almost like you're not letting anything ruffle your feathers. And I feel like whatever this myth tower moment that's coming out for you the very beginning of this month, well, I talked about number 1, Neptune going direct this week, which will bring us a lot of clarity. We also have Mercury on top of Black Moon Lilith. So communication. People are going to let out these places, situations where either they're hiding or they didn't want to fully divulge, or, they really kind of like meant one thing when they were saying another, that type of vibe. But it looks like it's putting you, I see you setting some strong boundaries in the beginning, this first week or so. Something's happening that, here's the thing, I'm seeing it as someone is saying no to you, like putting a block up, like, and maybe even trying to flip it, maybe trying to flip the issue onto you, not taking some responsibility, classic projection, etc. And I love this for you, King of Swords energy. Again, it goes back to what I was talking about in the very beginning, like, you're just able to look at it like, well, that's fine. Like, I'm going to move along. And we have this reawakening energy mid-month. Mars enters into Capricorn. So Mars in Capricorn, Mars has been really tensely aspected lately. It is our action potential. It's how we push the needle forward. And with all the tension, everything's being like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Mars hates that, right? Mars is like ready yesterday type vibe. But the good thing about Mars and Capricorn is when we kind of see what work we have cut out for us, it makes it way easier to commit. And that's what I see you doing with this reawakening energy. Yeah, like whatever this is, even though it's a tower moment, I don't feel like it's completely out of left field. I think there's definitely some lies involved in this that are going to be highlighted, that are going to force you to kind of make some choices. It looks like someone's making those choices for you, and you're like, okay, just following suit. We have 5 of Swords impasse, which is all about, it's just a straight up no. And someone's not budging. But again, like, I don't necessarily feel like that's something that you've either been down this road multiple times and it's just, this pattern is rearing its beautiful face once again. We've been seeing that come up a lot in the collective patterns, being aware of patterns in relationships and dynamics, especially where things are messy, starting to see like what people do, what they say to get away with X, Y, and Z, or to try to cover their tracks or whatever it is. And you don't have to play, you know, I was going to say Inspector Gadget, that reference. No, you don't have to be the spy. You don't have to like kind of, you know, figure out who's who and what's what, etc. But I think this is about being honest with yourself. That's kind of where the highlighting the patterns is going to be very valuable. I think there is something about this that is going to challenge you a little bit, right? Making you feel left out, making you feel like, I don't know. It looks like some of your relationships are taking a hit, and maybe the mainstays are still surrounding you, supporting you, but it looks like whomever you're dealing with, it is going to make you feel disappointed or just left out, or that they didn't value the relationship. And with that Mercury in conjunction with Lilith, things can get said, right? Things can get said that we don't intend to say, or that they just kind of come out. But I'm seeing a lot of this as silver lining. Like, this is your information. This is your key to kind of understand the dynamic that much more clearly. The challenge is, though, it's never fun to be rejected. It's never fun to feel like people don't want to be our friend, or when they are like spinning a whole bunch of lies and we have to kind of sift through and figure out what the truth is, what your truth is. All that's really tough, you know? But as you kind of move through this mid-month, we're hitting a new moon in Sagittarius. All of our new moons in the zodiac signs are happening at the tail end of the sign. I'm looking at this like we get this opportunity to get really clear about how we want to expand, how we want to grow. Sagittarius energy is all about that. What's the next best thing, right? And so I feel like this month is laying out the groundwork for that. It's like getting clear on who's who and what's what and where you want to invest in that energy. So by the time the sun moves into Capricorn on the 21st, we're ready to invest in that hard work. Capricorn is the value of hard work. But it looks like you are grabbing the bull by the horns, is what I want to say, with this individuation. Even with that Capricorn energy, you're not afraid of a little bit of hard work. And I think what I'm seeing is, as much as certain relationships for you are being tested, you're starting to appreciate the ones that don't do that. You know, there's a different value that's coming through. And we see this with end of the month, the 24th, Venus moving into Capricorn. When we recognize the partnerships that are working for us, that are actually, you know, it doesn't mean we have to have the same opinion, same perspective, same belief system, right? I mean, those things help. But this is about people, situations that like actually support you and your well-being. And it looks like whatever you're dealing with beginning of the month, not so much. But it looks like maybe they've gotten more attention than other people, or they could hustle the situation a little bit better, that type of vibe. I mean, again, none of this is new to you. It does look like you are relying on people that you trust. You know it's time to separate yourself from someone or something. You might be tied to a person, like especially if this is a long-term relationship, a lover, a friend, you know, a business partner, or even just working at, the same company for a long time, whatever that is for you. There's something about it where it is kind of, and this goes back to what we were talking about in the very beginning. It's holding you back from making any quick decisions, or you're making that choice. The Emperor, Five of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles, the Death. Okay, so someone, I don't know, are they coming back around? They might, especially if you do have like monetary things attached to each other. It does kind of look like someone rotogenium, I believe that's pronounced. I don't know if they're coming back around. Like, I don't necessarily get this vibe of like wanting to start fresh. Maybe there is a little bit of that. Maybe you are just having a fight with someone, but it also feels like this fight happens all the time, or you're in this place where Rutherfordham, where you're not really interested in going back down that road, I don't know. It does feel like a lot of back and forth. Okay, I did look this up. Actinide. I got it this time. Actinide series. I'm not like it's the periodic elements, the table, or the periodic table of elements. Some of them I can't pronounce. I'm not a scientist. Wah, wah. But I'm going to read out of the book. It's so beautiful. It's so poetic. It's a little intense, but I feel like it really embodies the energy of the elements quite well. Okay, so very interesting. Transaxinides. So these are, so this is where you're getting all of your, all of the energies coming out this way for you at the end of the month. Or wrapping up, I should say. Okay. The 15 actinides that form this powerful family are elements conceived from radioactive work. Rare, lightened essence from the infinity of primordial space. Strangers in this finite earthbound world, emanating godlike supernatural release of energy that, once unleashed, ruptured our everyday lives. These are tales and legends of heroes, villains, magicians, connected with the spiritual life now conjoined to ours, with finality's trembling power. This represents omen, secret, fatalistic, hairbringer, cautionary tale. And that's exactly like this energy. Whatever this person's situation is that you're dealing with, it does feel like that cautionary tale. And sometimes it's hard to see that, especially when you are friends or you do have connection or you believe. And it does feel like there's been a lot of back and forth for you here in this dynamic. Because whether this is them popping up again or you just have commitments to them, like their energy resurfaces. Beginning of the month, they're so pissed off. Don't talk to me, Sagittarius, blah, 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 F you. There's a lot of that. And then it's like they're slowly creeping in again. And that feels like it's pretty familiar for you guys, right? Like maybe you've gone through a period where you haven't fought or it's been kind of even keeled. And then all of a sudden, which happens a lot during the holidays, people get all wild. Okay. So Rutherfordium came first, a solemn, unapproachable, radioactive angel. Facing away from the world, she does not return our penetrating gaze. Instead, her head rests in her hands as she stares out across semi-reality. In her left arm, a compass lightly rests, a tool for measuring distance and space that appears of little concern to her, as she's an experimental angel whose wings will never take flight across any measurable length. She is a soulless creature with little chance of creative growth, standing on a boundary line between her and this world, barely a memory, as intimacy with the elusive spirit is simply impossible. Again, I feel like that really characterizes who and what you're dealing with. Someone who maybe wants what you have, or a little jealousy, wants a certain lifestyle, wants to look a certain way, but like can't necessarily do that for themselves. And you might have been helping this person out. I'm not sure what this lies are, what the myth is. You look more like you were investing in this as a partnership, long-term relationship. But whatever this back and forth pattern is really highlighting why it doesn't work. And I feel like this is stuff Again, Sagittarius, it doesn't feel like this is anything new under the sun. And again, where it might be disappointing, it might be annoying, but at the end of the day, like I do feel a sense of peace in your heart. I love this. This new era marches forward with unprecedented speed, no longer hearing the earth's sounds, the warnings of the hidden, or the universe's fully accomplished voice, calling to us from the realm of eternal affection. Once so dear to us, we have long left this radiant, loyal, wise, humble energies behind. In their place lies the hungry, sleeping dog, Rotengenium, sorry, a captured and civilized pet, no doubt bred to worship its masters as the new hero god. To me, this is like leaving behind, right? Like, I feel like a lot of what is being expressed is it's about giving yourself that opportunity to really understand and acknowledge the situation for what it is. Yeah, we don't want to lose relationships. We don't want to cut people out. I'm not saying to do that if that's not where you're at in this dynamic, but there is a disconnect. There's something that's not working for you. And it looks like the beauty of it is it's reawakening you to yourself, to maybe things that you've forgotten about, etc. But it's bringing in new opportunities, right? Like I said, things you've forgotten about, places of your heart that actually feel inspired and fulfilled when you're not dealing with whatever this BS energy is. I'm not saying people don't have their reasonings, etc., but it feels like a little bit of a child's temper tantrum, and then someone's trying to backtrack, and it looks like you've kind of had enough of that. So Godspeed. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, sharing a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, I'm sending love and blessings back to you.